Welcome back, Hi. Time for another round of SpaceChem. We have a production level coming up that probably wants a couple of hundred symbols. Okay, falling is what it's called, and we have story. A thunderous crack echoed through the hallway as the metal floor gave way beneath my feet, plunging me into the shattered ice. My arms flailed and I tried to yell, though there was no sound. I fell into the abyss. I woke up to my own gasps for breath and sat up in the bed with my heart hammering. The mechanical hum of the ventilation system filled the room. It was the middle of the sleeping cycle. A green light flashed on the console in the corner. I wiped my palms against the bedsheet before pressing the display button. It flashed on with a new message filled with the same characters that had been on Tim's tablet. My name was illuminated in the orange swirls, glowing like embers on the screen. I gripped the edge of the bed frame, ignoring the icy chill of the metal. The rest of the message was scrambled. I turned the console off and sat on the edge of the bed, listening to the recycled air blow above my head until breakfast. So, let's see. We have a fusion reactor, a sensor reactor available, and 5 reactors we want to do. And we want to produce yttrium, zirconium, and niobium. There we go. Yttrium is here, zirconium, niobium. So 39, 40, and 41. And I think we were starting from Krypton, were we not? We are. So let's exit the level. Let's go back to the thing that made neon. Oh, it's the same thing again. I can't save it from here. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So how am I going to do this? Because I'm starting from water rather than just from hydrogen. So I need to remove... Can I be a little bit clever here? Because oxygen is element number 8, and zirconium is element number 40. So let's start with an ordinary sensor reactor. No, you don't want to be there. There? Cool. It's going to come in there. We're going to pick it apart. So if I start this, be in blue, bring something in beta, unbond the works, grab the oxygen, drop it in the corner, and flush it. What am I doing? And flush omega. Then the red one waits for a sink, grabs a hydrogen. Oops, wrong cell. There you go. Grabs a hydrogen, drops it in this cell, flushes it, comes back for another one, drops it in that cell, flushes it, and then comes back for seconds. Okay, I did the syncing wrong. Oh, that's pointing the wrong way. What have I done? Hold on. No, this really does need to be here, doesn't it? Try again? That's better. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, and because there's nowhere for it to go, it just gets stuck. Okay. So that's that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild that assembler to put together 5 oxygen atoms. And we'll see you in a bit while I'm done that. Okay, back now. I've done it. I've tested it. It works. Oxygen comes in here. I don't want this. I know what I'm doing. Oxygen comes in here and it cycles through this. It goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sinks and a final fuse. To turn it into zirconium, it works. So now, I've realized there's a new problem. I've got my hydrogen set up to come in here and make Krypton here. or work with Krypton in order to make yttrium. Fine. But I don't know how to make everything from that. I mean, I suppose I could just make 2 loops, one of which stops at yttrium and one of which stops at niobium. I could do that. That might be the way to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another fusion reactor, hook these up, now that that's like that, oh, that cell. No, that cell is there. All right, I don't know that it matters, but if we go there, so now what we want to do is basically do the same thing here, except we don't have to move one thing over, so it's a little bit more efficient. So this can just be a loop that does start, sync, bring in an alpha, fuse on the alpha, and just keep doing that forever. So now, what blue is going to do, if we're going to do this way, is we are going to bring in a Krypton, turn north, grab Krypton number 1, deke to the side, and drop it there. Oh, but then I can't pick it up, is the problem. I can't do that with only 2 and have the red one just be an engine that keeps moving. Well, regardless, I need a thing that is going to turn Krypton into element number 39, yttrium. So I'm going to build that. Hang on a second. Okay, I now have a setup that works. So this thing pulls in Krypton, pulls in some hydrogens, increments it to yttrium, and flushes it. So now I've got 2 things done. This is being made successfully, this is being made successfully. The problem is, how do I divert some of that hydrogen onto something else so that I can make something else? I could do a loop similar to that to siphon off like 1/6 or 2/5 of all the hydrogen to another pipe. I could. I think I could anyway. Let's see. Let's get this annoying thing out of the way. I don't think I'm going to wind up recycling anything, because that's usually not the way this needs to go. I'm going to move this pipe back, retract this pipe, and move this like down and out of the corner. And then rebuild all this. Because I need room for another sensor reactor here, I think. Hydrogen comes in. Ooh, I can't do that there. Hang on. I think that'll work. Hydrogen comes in here. Krypton, ooh, goes in there. Okay. So then what I want this reactor to do is do a loop where 2/5 of the hydrogen goes to one place and 1/5 goes to the other place. How do I do that, though? I mean, I may not be able to do that. I can certainly do a 50-50 split, and that's close. As long as everything doesn't back up. All of it will be used. It's not going to be 50-50, though, is it? Because it's going to use 3 hydrogens to make yttrium and flush it. Then it's going to use 3 hydrogens to make another yttrium and then 2 more. So it's actually about 1/4. I've thought about it, and I realized I don't have to work all that hard to get a 1/4 diverter. So what this thing does, and I haven't tested it yet, what this thing is intended to do is the red loop will grab 2 hydrogens and bring them both to psi. The blue loop will bring the first one to psi and the second one to omega. So that's set up like that. And they both will drop to the same square in psi. This one I kind of don't care where it does. So then what I want to do is I want to hook that one into there because it's the one that's going to use most things. This one I'm going to redraw to see if I have room to put in yet another fusion reactor. I think I just can. And so, actually, you know what? I don't want this going here. I want this coming in here, and this coming in there. And so now those are hooked up. Hello, thank you. This is hydrogen in that cell. Whoops, stop doing that. And this is hydrogen in this cell. Yes. So now this goes into there. Oh no, I set it up in a different cell. Damn it. Okay, this will just require a little bit of rewiring. This now needs to be here. So this does not need to go to the side. This just needs to... Oh no. It needs to go through, actually. That's what that is. Like so. And that goes there, and this can be deleted. So now, I tested this earlier. Now it's getting a slightly different input. Is that right? I don't know that that's right. Maybe it needs to be here. Yeah. It's going to drop the Krypton on this thing. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. No. This does need to be here. Oh, no. Nope, that. And that. So it's going to start. It's going to pull in from beta. It's going to grab the Krypton. It's going to drop it here. Then it's going to fuse. It's going to grab the finished product from here. But then it does not need to divert that far around to flush it onto the next thing. And so what this should be doing is yttrium here? Is that right? Yeah. Okay, exit this reactor. We're going to move these off to the side because it's just a mess. Like, these could be useful, but they'd be more useful if they were smaller. So now, this is getting to things. So now, we kind of want to do the same thing here. Set this up, and I'll do the same thing. I'll pause, and we'll do it. Okay, so I've had to redo the yttrium one a little bit, because it's the same problem. I've forgotten I need to do this twice. Same idea again. So what's going to happen is it starts here, it grabs one copy, sends it through this, and upgrades it to being element number 41, which I've forgotten what it is again, niobium, and then drops it in omega, and whoops, flushes omega. And then, I actually had to set that. Then it comes back, grabs again, drops it in psi, flushes psi, and just keeps doing that. And this will naturally be a stopgap to keep that from running past the point that it needs to, because you won't be able to pull anything in. So now the only thing that's left is to hook this into this, and this into this. And I think it's done. Now we just need to start testing it to see if it works. So we're going to start really slow. So there's Krypton going. It's being dropped off at the right thing, and now this is waiting. Oxygen is starting to move through here. We're waiting for a second oxygen. Hydrogen is coming through here, and it's being sent, and blue is taking the next one. It's also going to be sent here. They get bonded together. I don't know where to look to find out if this is going to break. So I'm just watching the whole thing happen. So everything seems to be doing what it needs to do so far. So I'm going to crank it up a little bit, and we'll see where it fails if it fails. Oh, hold it. It got fed zirconium. It only got increased once rather than twice. Okay. So there's a problem with this. So let's speed it up. No! Okay. I sped it up too much. Waiting. It's going to wait a long time. I don't know which cycle we go through. Bad things start happening. Yttrium. Oh. Yeah. It only did once. Okay. This is not a problem. Stop. We'll just extend this one more. Add an extra sink. And make it go through the cycle one more time. Exit reactor. Try it again. I don't know why it's doing that, but it does it. Okay. It fed through a niobium. That's good. It's fed through a zirconium. Oh! What happened here? Which one are we in? This one broke, but I don't know why. Probably because there's not a stopgap. If I put a sink in here to try to create a stopgap, that will probably put the other thing off. So let's take it off. Zircon, sent. Krypton, oh wait, hold it. Why isn't it fusing? Why is it waiting to pull something in? It has something. Why isn't it advancing like it should be? That's weird. Stop. Krypton. It did it. It did it. It did it. It did it. It took one away. It did it. It did it. It did it. It took a zirconium. Oh, wait, it took a zirconium away. Uh-oh. That's not good. It's not supposed to send zirconium on. That's a second problem. Okay, so I've added the fuse at the end in order to make this work. Maybe I need to do the real thing and make this work properly. Okay, so let's... No! Stop it. Start over. So Krypton, it's waiting to pull something in. Rhodium. Pardon me, rubidium. Strontium. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Yttrium. Right. So then why does the next one do it differently? Krypton. But now it's waiting to sink here rather than waiting to sink here. Why is it doing it differently? I didn't see what the difference was. So I've just started it over. It advanced past this first sink. So it's at the sink, drops Krypton, and advances one more. Go around the cycle once. Ah, that's the difference. The red Waldo is already here. It's past the sink already. If it could have pulled in a hydrogen, it would have gotten past here and it would be waiting in the right place, but it's not. How do I fix this? I don't know how to fix it. I mean, I could swap the sink and the alpha. Oh, stop. If I swap these two around, because that's fine, because nothing's going to appear here. Let's try that. Because it is still the case it's not going to get past that point without getting a hydrogen in and passing one of these sinks. An invalid molecule was passed to a cargo freighter. Now molybdenum has ended up here. How did that happen? What is molybdenum? Molybdenum is one too many. Fine, okay. So we'll look in this. Oh, this is going to be a long process of figuring out what the hell happened. Too fast. Yeah. That was the first chance it took to get something like that. What was it passed in the first place? When it pulled something in from here, was it yttrium? Have I created a fence post error? Yes, I have. It's passing zirconium. Okay, so the problem is in here, which may mean now I have one too many sinks. So let's delete this one because I clearly don't need it. Let's delete that one and try it again. Krypton. Maybe reversing that order actually fixed this problem. I don't know. Yttrium, right. Yttrium, right. Okay, cool. Is it doing it? Because I think now all three of them have... Nope, that one hasn't passed on. What happened there? Okay, so now the thing that's making zirconium has crashed. There's a lot going on in this level, y'all. This is going to take a second. I cannot use that same tactic here because it really is taking oxygen and doing a bunch of it. And I don't think I can fuse an oxygen here with a blank here. I probably should test that to see whether that is something I can do and whether this rigmarole is actually necessary. I don't know how or when I'm going to do that, but it's something I should probably do. Okay, let's let it roll and let's see what happened here. So an oxygen moved over. It's going through the sinking process. Germanium 32, zirconium 40, drop. Oh no, that's the problem that happened. This alpha pulled it in, not this one. Okay. So, can I do something similar here? Stop this. Reverse these, let this come in first. Don't pull that in. Instead, let this take control of everything. This sink will release this to move. And let's see if that works. Yes, it does. When I have the luxury of having inputs immediately, the old design works perfectly well. When I don't, it doesn't work perfectly well. And it doesn't need... Oh, no, stop! Stop. It doesn't need this, and it doesn't need the fuse at the end, because these are enough. Which means I can make this somewhat shorter. Not that that's a big issue, but let's go. Yep, carried it off. I think this is working now. Because, fortunately, the entire rest of the system is also not creating an error. This is doing it consistently. Dang it! Molybdenum again. Did I not fix this? Okay, you know what? Same thing. Nope, still does molybdenum. Okay, so we need to go slow enough that I can see what's happening. Oh, okay. It's as simple as I need to do the same. Oops, I need to pull these two things off again. There we go. Delete, delete. Now try it. We're gonna wait a while. Here comes yttrium. Oh god! It's never going to give away yttrium. How did I manage this? Did I never pull in another beta? My god. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, stop. That's clearly not going to work. Which is the thing that needs this? Yeah, it needs another in beta there. Go. And I'm gambling that this is going to finally work now. It appears to be, because it's feeding the right things. Wow, I did it. Okay. So. All 5 reactors used, which most people need. If you did it in 2 reactors, mad props. I don't know how you managed that. Elapsed cycles is slightly higher than the mean, and number of symbols used slightly higher than the mean. I might have been able to go back and like clean up little things that I left lying around, but it's not going to lower that total by a lot. Yeah, I don't think I could do it much more efficiently than that without working on it for a very long time. So we're going to leave that, and that's going to create a challenge, applied fusion, and exploding head syndrome. Well, that'll be fun. Again, we're going to miss Tim, although not really. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video, because this is going to be the end of this video, because that was a lot. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of what I am doing. If you did it in 2 reactors, how in the hell did you do that? Please press the buttons to let other people see my work. Please like and subscribe. It does help me out. And I'm a growing little channel, and I'm still making my way in the world. We will see you in the next video. I will be moving through the games. The next one we're going to try to do as quickly as possible. It is, shoot, I've forgotten what it is. It is potion craft. That's what it is. We got some interesting things happening there. And then we're going to be back into a very exciting time in Blueprints, because I did a big thing, and so there are going to be lots of opportunities for me to get new stuff done. We're going to tackle figuring out some things that I've noticed are not doing what they should be doing, and numbers that are not what they should be. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get stuff figured out. That's what this channel is about, is figuring stuff out. Again, thank you. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a marvelous day, and goodbye.